And we are back. This is a Shadow Serpentis split staging point, stage 3. And if you didn't realize yet, I'm sitting in a Ishtar. So here we go. I am completely passing the buffer tank. Let's see how it goes. I also have a switch for active tank if needed in my cargo hold, but I want to try a passive tank for now at least. How much damage I'm gonna take? So the Grand Admiral need to die first, and then we'll see what's going on. Fit-wise, I am a passive tank completely, and cargo I have an active tank with me. So AutoCannons, shade extender, resistance a little bit, damage control, more damage, output ammo, very important for the AutoCannons later on. Pyrolancea, which I'm currently not running, but I will run it when I clear all the waves. Smart blue pill for the active tank, but currently not fitted, so not need for that one. And refit for active tank whatsoever, so travel fit, and that's it. Plus the gyros, which are also unique at some point. Okay, I'm gonna kill another Grand Admiral just to lessen the damage. The mobile depot is for refits. Be aware, I'm completely cap stable, and I am not all 5 skill points wise. So cap stability, completely cap stable, do passive tank, and if I switch for active tanking, I will be still cap stable. What I'm missing on the skills is Military Drone Specialization 5, Caldari Drone Specialization 4 and 5. Gunnery wise, I'm only missing AutoCannon, medium AutoCannon Specialization level 5. So very high skill points investment at that point. DPS wise, with drones, I do with the Wasps about 720 DPS if I recall correctly. Let's see that one. Yep, 720 DPS with the Wasps. With Berserkers, the damage output is lower, but you will see why the Berserkers are needed in this case. The tower has resistance hole in armor, which I will be exploiting. I could probably go with the Wasp shooting on the structure, but then again, that 25 to 10% resistance difference is about, let's say, 27 DPS difference. So the explosive will do more damage at when you calculate it out in comparison to kinetic. By the way, I should probably switch from auto attack to a not auto attack. So uncheck that twice at the drones, simply because the previous time I was doing the same video, it was like 1 day and 10 hours ago, I died. I didn't get to the last stage where on the tower state. I got to the stage where I managed to get to get them local messages for managed to get to the stage where I triggered, unfortunately. So my drones went for the tower instead for the outpost and triggered wave 345. So at that point, it was just a issue of time where I have to die. Therefore, this time I'm gonna approach it slightly different. I'm trying not to trigger the waves. I mean, nothing will be pointing you on grid, but still, it is important that you're gonna do your dues trigger wave after wave after wave. If you don't do it, and your drones are gonna aggress into the outpost and shooting like 7% star ammo, you have all the waves on grid, and that's gonna be very unfortunate for you. Let's speed it up a little bit, just in case. So although I'm shooting with explosive on a very high explosive resistance, 90%, I don't care. Let's just speed up procedure. Armor-wise, you will need at least 3000 units with my skill level to kill the structure. So if you bring more, it's up to you. I brought 5000, but then I also put a Pyrolancea with me, so I need less. So the tower itself, as always, it shoots with thermal damage. And I've been working with Pithum C-type, which is like 250,000 ISK. It's not even a million. It's a quarter of a million. It's very cheap, very reliable. You could go with the active tank, but then again, when you hit the neutralizers wave, you will be having issues with the capacitor. Therefore, you wouldn't be able to online to run that active tank. Therefore, go with the passive one. And since I am running current fit, I also could probably go for the Pithum A-type or B-type even to get a little bit more resistance on the thermal, but like 1 or 2%, it doesn't really make sense. The B-type is on a paper like 2.5 billion ISK, if I recall correctly, but I don't know, to be honest. I need to check the Cheetah and buy one. But it would be fitting. Like B-type will be definitely fitting. A-type, I don't know. I have one in Gyrostabilizer A-type, which will perfectly be fitting here, but it's kind of expensive too. 22 mil. Don't know if I need one. So let's return drones. I only need one to trigger the next wave. The next wave will be okay. I will be switching to question mark what? Berserker. Okay, let's trigger the next wave. By the way, I'm slow pointing to the middle of the structure, because the closer I am to the structure, I need to get within like 11 kilometers to be in optimal. And we have cruise missiles. So unlock everything, drop your Predators, the Berserkers, the Meta ones, and go for the cruise missiles. We're gonna die very quick. Although you're shooting on a resistance on a explosive, you will see that as soon as you hit armor, the procedure goes very fast. So the amount of thermal damage you hit here is insane. So kill them first. Pretty much those cruise missiles, sentries, towers are called, are the most damaging things on grid. And even the next wave will be the most damaging thing on grid after the resistance is what's not. However, I will be ignoring the next tower if I can, simply because I have to. And the drones are not auto-attacking again, because not on auto-attack. That's good. So you have control if you're trying to screw up that one, you start to auto-attack, you'll be speeding up your procedure, but then if you accidentally start shooting the tower, which will happen because the tower attacks you back with minimal damage, then you have a very bad day. So just do it manually, very slowly. So this time I would only need 2 Berserkers Tech 2 to trigger the next wave. them. Only one vent. Let's go another one. So here we are. Let's see what we can do. And next wave should be at about 25, I believe. Do I need more? Nope, I don't need more. So here we are. Unlock the tower again and kill the cruise missiles if we can. Comma drones, kill the cruise missiles tower. So this way is the neutralizing wave. Since I'm completely passive, I don't care about those. But I care about the incoming damage, and it's a lot of incoming damage. It's a whole lot of the things coming up. Unfortunately, I didn't bookmark that one position, and I also didn't drop the mobile depot, whatever. So I have to deal it currently. So the neutralizers, don't care about those. Probably need to go to warp out to recap. Let's see. Let's go. Program Admiral, that one is closer. The cruisers over there, they are very tanky. Very high resistance to kill us, don't do a lot of damage, but the combination of those battleships and cruisers are kind of important. I would rather stick to closer, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna need to warp out. Recharge and come back again. Yeah, not tanking. Okay, recall drones. Come on, come back in a second. When we're gonna recharge our shields.
Warp drive active.
Makes no sense to dying, so I forget to refit. I should have dropped a mobile depot and refitted for more buffer. And mobile buffer, I mean more recharge rate.
Docking request accepted.
If you can tank the wave. Let's get up. So, drop 2 damage amplifier and go buff with recharge rate. Recharge rate will help you to stay alive, and what you need is to stay alive.
Warp drive active.
Hope it's the right position. Did I bookmark or did I bookmark? Nope, it's the correct position. So, did I land in correct position? Yes, I did. Okay, here we go. So, again, the Wasp, I need the Hornets, not the Hornets, the Wasps. Let's go for the closer targets, since it will be perfect. So the battleships inside, they have high resistance. Let's see. So ideally, you would, if you can have about 36% shield, so 33, you will be stable. That's a lot of damage coming in. But luckily enough, there's no thermal, so that one is a lot of damage too. Let's deal with the better cruisers, I guess. Okay. Perfecto. That's probably the Perfecto. I have an idea what that is. Let's see, damage output Grand Admiral. The Grand Admiral do a lot of damage. Let's take something out. So the more I take out from the grid, the better how much my survivability chances. 47. Can I track with... Oh, I can track? What? I didn't realize that the 425s would track in that frigate. The 2 ammo? Whatever, that's good. Less damage on grids, more benefit to me. I also have high resistance to explosive, what's not? So yeah, barely surviving, but surviving. So if you refit on time, you could easily deal with the wave. So the tank is working. Again, I want to deal a little bit faster with the wave, so I will need to refit at least one for now. We'll see how it goes. So there are only one wave left after this one, so only 4 waves. And this is the heaviest wave, considering neutralizing and damage output. Afterwards, it's nothing. Not combined damage output, but afterwards there is nothing else. And 425s are not hitting. So they got into orbit, unfortunately. Okay, let's get another battleship there. Let's see. Is auto attack still off? I want to still have full control on if I'm going to trigger the next wave or not, because the tank holding, but barely, but it's holding. So active tank is no needed. I mean, you can run it with active tank completely if you want to. It's completely up to you, but passive will do too. Let's do the switch finally. Let's go from right to left, or from left to right. So less. I don't even think I need another one. We'll see. Yeah, whatever. Drop another one. Okay. Let's go another battleship. Grand Admiral. So from this point on, I should be fine thinking at the full side. There is nothing else, which might gonna be an issue for me. Now is the interesting part. Can I apply damage? Because I'm moving, it should be. But they're still orbiting me and optimal, therefore nope, not possible. Well, whatever. Have a look on those messages. And the model is down from it. Next one. Okay, I'm bumping against the structure. I need to go a little bit higher. Can I? Come on. Nope, still bumping. Okay. Okay, player, let's go up then. Why I'm getting there, I need to get to that position over there, to that one. There will be the container which is dropping the things I wanna loot. Those containers which dropped ammo, T1 ammo, and not interesting. So the loot will be spawning there. After this, the was gonna die. Yeah, still nope. Okay, let's delve the last through 2 frigates, and then we can proceed on the south. I'm switching to Berserkers afterwards to kill those neutralizers. Those neutralizers have a ton of armor. Good amount of each of shields, like 5 or 6, I know, but the armor is insane in the whole. So if it's trying to snipe them beforehand, don't. Ishtar will be dying, it will be kept out, and you will be having trouble at that point. But theoretically you could. I was thinking it for a couple of seconds. So if you go recharge, like active tank, recharge, you could do cycle or 2 and keeping you alive. But yeah, it's not easy. Okay, here we go. No more Vim DPS on good. And that was the most difficult wave. After that one, it will be easier. But Ishtar is lacking in the category DPS, like significantly lacking. So you can squeeze out as much as you want to, but still. So 851 DPS counts. I can take a drug which gives me 5% for the cannons, which is like 7 DPS or something. Therefore, questionable. Doable, but questionable. So the drug itself, the Pyrolancea, dose DP3, dose 1, gives you 3% on DPS, and it costs 4 mil. I would suggest to bring that because you will be hitting the structure for a very long time. So the more DPS you can apply on grid, the better. 4 mil is a good trade-off. Fit-wise, that fit, complete fit is 200, let's say 225 mil, because you have 5 Berserkers on grid. The single one's like 1.2 mil. Oh, actually, it's 2.2. Oh, actually, well, how much does it cost? Berserkers. 1.5. So times 6, times 5, 7.5 mil, plus 219, have we seen or something? Yeah. 226.5 mil to fit. Very cheap. But again, you will be lacking on the DPS. So skill up significantly as much as you can. I do not recommend to bring blink, because you could do better. So like if you bring in significant blink, 2 proxies. Proxies can run it in 42 minutes. Even faster if you're very good skilled. So 1 tower down, 1 to go. Speaking of which, we're already on to 0 more or less. Let's stop on mobile depot. Stun conquered one. Delete the bookmark the previous I have made. I don't need one. I will need the mobile depot bookmark. Fine, and over that like 500, that's fine. Still be utilizing the full amount of speed, which gives you the webby fight. And I would suggest you're gonna utilize the orbiting and speed tanking. Although you cannot speed tank that much, but still every single meters per second gonna reduce the damage by cruise missiles and torpedoes. So by missiles which is flying to you. So if you're moving, you'll be better off, slightly better off, but still better off than not moving at all. Okay, let's see. So the next wave, I'm gonna scoop my my Berserkers. I'm gonna go with the Wasps. The reason is there's no particular reason. The time is just you're dropping the drones, you're sending them away, you're bringing them back, and it just takes time. So I'm just gonna call them back, drop what I need, and go for the next wave. I need to hit 70% armor on the structure. And at that point, another wave should be spawning. There it is. Now I don't need to hit, so this is the wave I need to kill. And again, a lot of DPS, but it is not that terrible in comparison to the wave of the neutralizers. There are no sentries, so it's the final wave. After that, I'm going to start bashing the structure itself. Let's get to DPS first. And not really hitting any of them. So fair and optimal orbiting me, therefore tracking is minimal. Yeah, Let's take the better things what we can do, take out those frigates are no-go, but the better ships and better cruisers are. I might gonna still need to fit more recharge rate. See how it goes for now. And I bumped against something. My speed went down a lot. Or destruction. Okay, let's go for the better cruisers. They're pretty tanky. Okay, it doesn't look good, but we can still change our situation slightly. More recharge rate, please. So 33%, it's where I would say I need more. And currently it's okay-ish, I guess. Not quite. Okay, get more. So this is the peak. 33% is the peak recharge rate between 33 and 66. That's the optimal where you have the most recharge rate. And on the borders, you have the least amount of recharge rate. Currently recouping again. Do I need more recharge? I don't think so. Should be fine. Let's keep the DPS as much as we can. Application is decent on better cruisers. Okay. Stopped one go more DPS. Oh yeah, I'm shooting too far away, however. Why is he so far away? I didn't see that one. Whatever. Don't care. You're gonna die soonish. Okay. Ignore the recharge rate. Let's go full guns blazing for anything else. So, what do I need else? The Pyrolancea, do more than just put already now. 3% wouldn't do much good, but on a structure. And I will be wishing for a couple of minutes there too. So. Yeah, battleships are dead. Oh, nearly dead. Let's go gyro. And can I add additional gyro? I don't think so. So for now, I would keep an additional shit extender. Only 2 to keep myself alive to recharge rate. And everything is dead. And nice and clean. Okay, next one. Let's trip a shit extender. It's not longer needed, so I can offline that one and get me even more DPS. So damage input is minimal, therefore I don't even care what is on grid. Just kill it for the moment. Theoretically, you could tank it, but let's clean it up. just in case we're gonna switch to drones, which we probably wouldn't do. Just don't wanna be. So this configuration is the max damage output you could do. Like maybe target painter, but target painter against structure makes no sense. Therefore, let's see. So we call drones and switch to this goes up, this goes down. Let's keep it clean. The reason I'm always moving the mobile depot up is that I see that I'm not shooting it, and I know I need to scope it. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget it. It's just a reflex. So here we are, the max DPS you can do, and now it's the station where you need to bash. I have with the Pyrolancea I have 947.4, which is kind of you would expect, but we are already at 98%. How? And let's keep that one up. And 97. So basically, the shooter charge rate doesn't really matter that much, since it will be like loading up to, let's say, 25% or something. And for most of the part, it's explosive. So 60% of 25 or for like 250,000, it's less than a single fire shot. So the rest goes into the armor, and armor explosive recharge fast in about 5 seconds or something. But again, I'm shooting with explosive, which is the lowest resistance. So it's, even though the drones do less damage to berserkers than the wasps, resistance-wise, I do more, like 37.5% more or something. So I would take any DPS I can in order to get me on top of the tower, on top of the rep. And we are 93. So we're slowly chipping away the tower. It's not as effective as the boxes. It does take more time, but it is possible to do. HSL. Perfect. I believe that one is 150 something calibration, 200 calibration. So, and I have, I believe, okay, 200 plus 200. So theoretically, I could do 2 of one projectile and a bust, and getting me the most amount of DPS out of the guns. But then again, then I need to compensate with the thermal, shoot the amplifier, and I will be having issues with power grid. So maybe reactor control and then 2 Wasp projectors, 1 Wasp Aerator and 1 collision accelerator. That would be maybe something I need to think about. It was slightly improving my damage output. Then again, the rig only gives me like 3% resistance or something. Well, actually 5%, but yeah. Let's upgrade that one. Give me more. So Pithum A-type will do perfectly, just expensive for a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Go with. And that one is a no-go, so F-S maybe. Wait a second, I'm running the edition where I don't need that one. Nope, it's gonna be fine because I have a so Pithum A-type, which is like 25 mil upgrades, and let's do collision accelerator. So I need the medium projector collision accelerator, which
A module has run out of charges.
Destroy my power grid, at which point I will probably need to switch to reactor control instead of power diagnostics. And let's see. This one would be working like significantly. Maybe I could upgrade for additional 10% for 10 million ISK, getting my ship a little more expensive and getting the power diagnosis systems defection one, like a true Sancha. But then again, we're speaking about 10 mil on top of what you already have. And the drone damage isn't correct ones. I need the Berserkers. 928. Yeah, something is not working properly. No, but it should be working. So yeah, something is missing. Maybe not loaded guns. I don't know. No idea. Because on paper I have more, or I should have more. Maybe the drag is not being calculated properly. So about 24 DPS more with additional rig. So this configuration is slightly more expensive. So you need to compensate that thermal resistance being lost. Would I be inputting like 12.5 mil? I mean, current market is too expensive. It's 25, 27. What is that one cost? Like, well, 25.6. So yeah, theoretically, maybe something I would need to explore more. I wonder how much are defection ship extenders at the point. Nope, that's definitely not an option. But yeah, that's the theoretical thing I would do. Probably go with the. Oh, wait a second. If I upgrade that static 2, which is not that expensive, how much DPS will I get? So I'm missing 8 DPS, but then I have space for resistances, and therefore I can downgrade my Pithum A-type, and by that it would be pretty much cheapish, but still effective. It's only 9 mil. which is fine. I can live with that one, this compromise. So let's go with a C-type again. And C-type, nope, still A-type, won't fit. Pithum C-type, okay. Pithum C-type. And let's get a medium thermal shield reinforcer. Got me nothing. Somehow it didn't get me nothing. Okay, it doesn't show correctly that there's something inside, but I have the resistance. So 86, 85, so pretty much the same resistance I had before, but then I have higher DPS output by, I believe, 16, and that one costs only 9 mil. Well, technically it costs a little bit more here on the market. 10 mil, like 10%. But still, that would be a fit which I would be going with for this endeavor. Let's export this one to Pithum. So without the pyro, with max skills, you will be getting 922 DPS. With the fit I have currently configured on the screen, this one with the resistance. Let me close it down, and let's import again. So again, with the thermal, with the count fits, with the bust Aerator 2 instead of 1, and technically, if I'm thinking about it, can I even do power Diagnostic 2 instead of the other thingy? Can I get away with that one? It's the wonder thing.
A module has run out of charges.
Oh yeah, it will be pretty tight, but I can. Okay. The reason is the power Diagnostic 2 gives you a little bit more sheet extension. Therefore, sheet extension means a slightly higher recharge rate for the shields again. High sheet recharge, tanking. Therefore, this is the optimized fit I will be using. But it's a very, very tight fit. So with drugs, how much DPS do I get? So without, this is without drugs, and even, what was it with drugs? I cannot tell. And 20, that's what I'm getting. So I think it doesn't apply. I think it doesn't apply to drug here, because I'm getting like 920.4, 9.22 DPS in Python. Let's see, Pyro. Okay, interesting. So if with Pyro I'm getting with Pyro, with those one Pyro, I'm getting 10 DPS more in Python with this setup. Therefore, I'm at 930 DPS with max skill level. So that's the max you can get out of the Ishtar if you damage lock it and go with AutoCannon and Berserkers. No longer I need some speed because the damage in incoming damage is pretty much next to nothing. Scoop the mobile depot, no longer needed that one, and just wait for the tower to die. Which is soon, very soon. But yeah, obviously you haven't the speed of the Ishtar 10. The Ishtar 10 takes only about 1 hour and 8 minutes. The value of the drops is slower. But again, I'm doing it in the Ishtar. I've done it in the Praxis. I've done it in a Phoenix. So there's a ton of things you can do it in. The Ishtar is the least what the damage output. Therefore, it would take longer. How long? I have no clue. This is the run where we're actually testing that one. And if I haven't rewarped, I would be saving like a minute or so. But yeah, very nice. So passive tank works pretty well. You can do with active, but then in a trouser wave, I do recommend going with the passive tank as much as you can. And yeah, that's the idea. Like what you might call passive Gila and what's not. And you should be also be able to do it. But I'm not quite sure how much DPS the Gila can output with T2's setup. And I don't think it's gonna be more than an Ishtar. But I might be wrong. Very nice. We are slowly chipping away. Still 44. Speaking of the idea, so idea of the active tank. Let me configure that one on screen. How I will proceed, like current setup and my logic behind it. So basically, as an active tank, I'm still getting with the Pithum C type. I mean, you can get it with Dread Choristas or something combination even to fit that one. It's active tank, shit boost, not shit boost, shit hardener if you want to. But then again, I would just remove all the guns because you need CPU power grids. Remove those two, you want with those, remove shit extenders, and now we can work with the active tank. You will need those two. Oh, what do you need to? I don't know. I would go with that one. You will need shields, resistance. We have that one, and what else? Damage control, standard things, and battery. And that's it.
A module has run out of charges.
Barely cap stable, but cap stable, and you can run the site. So this is the configuration of Special Door. Yeah. You might be struggling with the C-type, so if you're not running C-types with something more CPU requirement, then again, it's up to you. You need to figure out how you will be setting up your DPS output. Like less resistances maybe with the damage control, but I wouldn't be doing something with damage control. It's just not needed. Just level B, take 2, and stay with C type. Maybe go to B type if there's space for. If you really wanna upgrade one, but there is no need. And B type should perfectly fine. Nah, not even B type is not fitting. Yeah, Gistom A type will be doing there, but Gistom A type costs a little bit more, and yeah, this makes no sense. Or is it costing more? That's the question. 16.8, so slightly more than a other one. According to Cycle Guns, would be fitting. So that would be fitting. It would be working 88, 87, 57, which is fine. There's no EM damage. I haven't seen any explosive so far, but maybe there's some explosive, very little. No clue about that one. Also speaking, I have the version. Somehow, so it doesn't apply correctly. That what should be issuing load on a power grid, which it doesn't. So course fitting kind of lies to me. You need to be calculating that one. So maybe completely wait a second. This is for guns, and then maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Projectile weapons. Increase power grid need for projectiles. Oh, it doesn't. It is correct. Because that power grid needed for projectile weapons. Since I have no projectile weapons fitted, it doesn't load my CPU, my power grid. Cool. If you can read, you are clearly in benefit. We're getting to an area of a 10 escalation time running with Ishtar, although we are not in 10. But I'm currently very close to an hour. We'll see. So now the question: would I upgrade the projectile blaster Aerator? I mean, you get the idea. I don't need it to. I have sufficient skills to run it, and I would probably run it with another ship. But if you are on a if you don't have other ships and you only can afford this whole Geta to rig, it's significant. It will do you very nicely. It's a good investment. And as you see, I'm just running it down. So this is a 14 DPS flat bonus. So 250 mil ship pretty much. And it does a 9 of 10 pretty well. Let's see, Pyrolancea. So Pyrolancea is pretty much half eaten, and I mean, if you're gonna get the Drake, it will be replacing Pyrolancea whatsoever very well. Like it is an investment to get a T2 rig instead of T1. 11% left. So pretty much it is the most consuming time is to kill the structure itself. The more DPS you have, the better for you. But that 920-ish DPS Ishtar with AutoCannons and Mimital drones will do. Like seriously will do. I cannot wait till it's dead. And we have a neutral.
A module has run out of charges.
And he wanna be some spy, I would say. Whatever. So here we go. The site is completed, and now we just need to scoop container. This one, which much it's dropping on top. And roll it down just in case. So it took me about 1 minute, 1 hour and 3.5 minutes. 1 hour, 3.5 minutes, and we got nothing. Well, it was a good time. Thank you for watching. See you next time.